Hello and welcome to Kulfi Forms. You can create unlimited forms from Google Spreadsheet. You simply add your questions to Google Spreadsheet and our add-on can generate a form for you. Now there are over 1000 templates to choose from. If there is a form that you have in mind, chances are you'll find it already made on Kulfi Forms. You can generate documents from the form responses. That means when your users submit the form, then say for example, if they write their name on the form, that name can go into a document and you can prepare contracts, and then you can send these contracts via emails to yourself, your team member, or even the respondents. This Google Spreadsheet add-on is way cooler than you may think. It gives you the power to do more. It is easy for you to create and even easier for your respondents to fill the form. You can brand your form the way you want. You can change the color, size, font, formatting, logo, and it is very, very easy, which I'm going to show you in just a few minutes. You can also add your custom data validation using regular expression and display custom error message for each and every question you ask. So for example, if they are entering an invalid email address, you can display a message, please enter your valid email, or you can even use the message, even show the message in your own language. You can accept e-signatures. You can allow the users to sign the form. You can have them upload files without having to log in. You can display a searchable dropdown. When you have like a lot of options in the dropdown, your users will start typing in the dropdown and it will automatically display based on the matching criteria. In addition to that, you can embed anything into the form. You want to embed Google Maps, video, images, or any other element, you can simply embed them using rich HTML. I have shown each and everything, every element of the form. And in fact, I have also labeled it as chapters. So if you don't know how to change background color, you can simply navigate to that part and you can see how easy it is to change the background color. And each and everything is clearly mentioned over here. So if you want to see how you want to add conditional questions or how to accept e-signatures, you have a complete tutorial over here, which will explain each and everything to you. Also, in the Google Spreadsheet, we have a dashboard with the charts for easy analyzing of the data. As already explained, you can customize the message, but that is not all. You can customize the color of the messages, the size of the message in which it is being displayed, the styling of the message, and all from the convenience of your Google Spreadsheet without knowing any code at all. Say, for example, in a drop-down, you want to display a list of names of your employees. Your employees might change, or you might need to add or delete the employees. In that case, you can simply make the change in the Google Spreadsheet and it will be automatically carried over into the form. We have an excellent support. Try us. If there is any questions at all, just email us at kulfiforms@gmail.com and we'll try and respond as soon as possible. That's not all. We at Kulfi Software Services are working round the clock to add more form templates and really, really cool features. By the time you're watching this video, you will also have multi-page forms. That means once you click next, a next set of questions will be displayed. I'm not sure if I told you, you can set it such that if the users answered A to this question, they'll go over here. If the user answered B, then a different set of questions will be shown. Still not convinced? This is really the best online form builder with every form template that you may need. And let me show you. You'll find that we have thousands and thousands of templates. So you just scroll to the bottom and you'll see that more templates will appear. You scroll again and you'll see that more templates will appear. It's a never-ending list of templates, and we are adding more and more templates each and every day. Let me show you how it works. First thing you need to do is you need to create a new spreadsheet, and the way you do that is type in your browser sheets.new. What this will do is it will create a new Google spreadsheet for you. You can name the spreadsheet from here, anything you want. So I'll just name it test for now. If you have not tried Google Spreadsheet yet, try it. I'm sure you'll love it. Now, what you can do for this form is you can go to extensions, add-ons, and click on get add-ons. Once you do that, it will give you an option to search for Kulfi forms. Once you have found Kulfi forms, you just install it. Now it will ask you to continue. And I'm going to give access to the form to continue. But I'll explain in short because Kulfi Forms runs using your Google account. It does not need any domain or hosting or any of that complicated stuff. And that is why it needs the permission to run using your Google account. And what are the permissions you are giving this form to do is view and manage a spreadsheet that this application has been installed in. Now, mind you, the add-on has access to only the spreadsheet that it has been installed in. It does not have access to all the spreadsheets. Okay. Now connect to an external service is because it is going to display the data from your spreadsheet into the form, into the web app, right? So that is why it needs to connect to the web app from where it will display the questions written in your spreadsheet. Now, to deploy this web app, we need to create and update Google Apps script deployments. Okay, so to create the web app that this spreadsheet is going to show, we need this permission. And of course, it is also for Google Apps script projects, meaning, you know, the spreadsheet runs using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Google Apps script. Now, if you are not already familiar, Google Apps script is a programming language similar to JavaScript provided by Google, using which you can do advanced automations on Google Spreadsheet or any other Google element. So for example, if you want an automation done to your Gmail or Google Documents or Google Presentations or Google Spreadsheets, I am the right person for that. I've been doing this for over 10 years as a freelancer. And if you have any other Google Apps script automation that you need, please feel free to send us an email and we'll try and respond as quickly as possible. So in this spreadsheet, some web content will be displayed. So you can, if you want to, say, for example, make a purchase or upgrade your account, you can do that from the convenience of your spreadsheet. That is why we need that permission. Okay. If there is something that you have doubt on, you can just click on this one and read what we are asking for. We are a trusted company. We have been in the business for over 10 years. Now, also, I want to say that, this application, this add-on has been verified by Google and it has been published into the Google Marketplace. That is where we are installing this add-on from. So that is another thing. And it says now that the Kulfi Forms has been installed. And just click on done and check out what other people are saying about this. Now let me show you how it works. Okay, so once the add-on is installed, you will see Kulfi Forms in the extensions. So you simply click on load from template. Okay, so what this will do is it will show you a list of form templates, but before you can do that, there is one little more thing to do. When you're doing this for the first time, you have to enable the app script API so that we can start using app script. So this is normally turned off by default, and I will just click on. Okay, that's all. Go to load form template. So these are all the templates that is already created on Kulfi Forms. So you can select any one, whichever you like. If you want to preview the template, you can simply click on this preview button and it will show you the template. Okay, so this is a safety issue survey. What type of hazards did you face at your job? And have you ever been injured at work before? If yes, describe your injury. And it is really, really easy to change. Let me show you how. Okay, so let me just install this template. So I'll select this template and I'll click on load selected template. Once I do that, it will show, as you can see on the bottom over here, it will start creating these tabs that the template needs. And it will also display this message. This is from where you can upgrade your add-on. Now, if let me remind you that it is 100% free to generate questions and store answers. That means if you want to generate the form, it is absolutely free. You can choose from any of the templates. All the templates are included for free. And then you can generate the questions and you can store the answers in the spreadsheet for absolutely no cost. But if you want the users to upload files, then you just select this one. It will show you the amount and you can go ahead and pay from here by PayPal or by your debit or credit card from your spreadsheet. Also, you can select to set up autoresponder. What this will do is it will enable you to send emails. You can send the emails to respondents or yourself or even your team member. And you can also include the content of the form responses into the email. Now, you can also select this to merge responses with PDF or Word. This is particularly helpful when you want to generate documents or contracts. So for example, if you want to generate a rental agreement contract between you and your roommates, you can send a link to the form to all your roommates, and your roommates will fill up the form. And as soon as they fill up the form based on your settings, based on the template that you have selected, an email with the generated contract can automatically be sent to you, your team member, your other roommates, or even to the respondents, whoever is filling the form. Okay, so you can easily generate documents from the form submissions. Let me just tell you that there are four important tabs over here. Settings is from where you will customize the settings of the form. That means if you change the color or size or anything like that, you go to settings. If you want to add or delete questions, in the questions tab, you can find all the questions, and from there you can add or delete a question. Responses is where the form submissions will be saved. In dashboard, you can see a chart, and I'm going to show you how it looks. But let's start from settings, okay? If there is something like this, don't be alarmed. This is not coding. I will show you what this is. So, let me show you this one, okay? So for example, right now, there is this moving thing, right? And there is this spatial font or like formatting. You see how this is curvy, right? So that is because of HTML code. Okay, now let's say you don't want to use HTML code. Let me just remove this thing from here to avoid confusion. Okay, and let me just write safety issue form over here. Okay, now this is good. There is no HTML over here. To get the link of the form that is synced to the spreadsheet, you have to just refresh this spreadsheet, and then you'll see that this Kulfi forms will appear over here. You just click on get link. Now, based on the upgrade thing that you just selected over here. So for example, if you wanted to send emails, then it would ask you to give the authorization to send emails. Okay, now this part of the script runs using your Google account. So for example, if you wanted to send emails, then the email would be sent out from your Google account. So that is why that part of the script is not verified, okay, by Google, because this is from your spreadsheet. So you have to click advanced and then give the permission. And again, this is not asking for any other permission except to manage spreadsheet that this application has been installed on. Okay, so that means the add-on will not be able to access any other files. It will just be able to access the spreadsheet in which this add-on has been installed, and then it will connect to an external service. That means it will send the data from this form into the web app. Okay, so allow. Okay, once you do that, it will give you a link to the form. You can copy this form, and this is the form that is actually synced to your spreadsheet. So you can see over here, the safety issue form is now stable. What was the thing that was there before is something called HTML. And if you don't know HTML, don't worry about it. Just type in your browser HTML online editor. And this is not important because as you can see, it works without HTML, but it is for those who want even more customization. So what you can do is you can go to online HTML. Now let me tell you that you don't need HTML knowledge at all. So for example, if you want to change the background color from here, just change it from here like that, right? And you'll see that it is automatically changed in your spreadsheet. So from the black background, so you can see that from the black background, it has changed to the blue background. Okay. Now, just in case if you want to show off your skills in HTML, so you can simply paste the code over here and this will generate. This is like a text editor. So if you add anything over here, that will automatically be generated into an HTML code, and then you can just copy paste this HTML code into this spreadsheet as well. Okay. Now, if there is something in the HTML that you don't understand and you don't want and it is confusing you, just delete that and write safety issue form right here, and that will work. And if you want to change the foreground color to red and change the background color just to show you to orange and make it a little bit bigger, say 36, so it is completely synced to your spreadsheet. The next time your visitors visit the form, they will see a different. So it is background is orange, foreground is red. So okay, that was settings. Okay, now in settings, you can also select your time zone. You can select whether you want to display the form in one column or two columns. So for example, right now it is being displayed in one column. You can change that to two column if you need. What happens after submission? You can choose whether you want to show a success screen or you want to show a blank form. If you want to show a success screen, again, I have put some HTML over here, but if you are not very fond of HTML, you can remove that and write your text what you want. But if you want HTML, you can just copy that HTML over here, and this is how your thing looks. Now, this is submit button, how it looks. Again, you can change the background color from here, foreground color from here, and this is the comments text. Now, if there is something that you don't understand, there is always some tooltip next to each field. The secondary header text displayed on the web form. So this is the message that is displayed below this. Right now, there is nothing, but let me just show you. Let's say I put this as white and this is all blanks. So I will say test sub description. Now, just to remind you, I've made two changes so far. I've made it two column and test sub description. Let me show you both. So right now you can see the question is there and the answer is below there, but I've changed it to two column. So now the form will be displayed in two columns. That means the questions will be on the left and the answers will be on the right. Also, I've written this comments text. So this is like the subheader. Now, each and everything is customizable. This is the message that is being showed when the screen is processing, when it is loading the data from the field. There are the messages when a required question is not answered. This is the message when there is a general kind of error. This is the message when you said enter a number, but the user did not enter a number. So what you can show when you write question like this in curly bracket in square brackets, then it will just show the text of that question. So for example, let me show you. Let me add a new question now. So I'll add a new question of type number, and I will say enter a number. Okay, and the placeholder text is something that is being displayed. So I'll say 1 2 3 1 2 3 and 1 2 3. Okay, so I'm giving them a hint. Okay, now I can say this is required. Okay, and you can also add conditional questions. You can also add custom data validation, but let me just show you this number part. So I'll just refresh. And because I have added number question into the spreadsheet, the form will now show this number question. And this was the placeholder text. It displays in place of the text. So you can add this. Now, let's just say I enter something that is not a number and I hit submit. It says enter a number. is not a number. That means it is saying enter a number. This is the question, and it is saying that it is not a number, right? So it is just displaying this part, replacing the the square brackets and question with the actual question. You can choose where you want to store files. This is in case when you have purchased the upgrade to allow user to upload files, or even when you read to store e-signatures, then you can you can specify where you want to store the signatures, or where in which folder you want to store the uploaded documents. Now when you are when you have purchased this plan to set up autoresponder, in that case you can select this send emails as yes, and you can specify the email message document ID. This is the document from where the content of the email is derived. Okay, so this is the subject of the email, and I also have added a note for each thing. If you want to send email to your respondent, then you can select which question has the email address, right? So for example, in order to send it to the respondents, you need to ask their emails, right? So whichever question you are asking the email, you simply select that question, and it will automatically send emails to the answer of that question. In addition to that, you can write over here your email address or your team member address, and it will send the email to all of them. If you want to include multiple, then you can just separate them by comma. Okay. Now save responses to sheet. This is yes by default. That means you can, by default, it saves the responses into this tab. But just in case, if you do not want to save the responses into the spreadsheet because of data privacy issues or whatever, if you just want to send them an email and do not store the data in your spreadsheet, then you can select this as no. Also, then if you have purchased this document generation, then you can simply select if you want to generate the document, yes or no. It is really, really easy to use, and it is very, very flexible. You can include HTML, or if you don't know HTML, there is no need to use HTML at all. Everything, you can change the background color, foreground color, everything from this settings tab. Now in the questions tab, we have a bunch of questions. So we have timestamp. This is like the date and time, combination of date and time. And this is a hidden question. So it is not actually shown to the user. This question type is not shown to the user, but it records when the form was submitted. Okay, so this is a default question in each and every template, but if you don't want this question, you can remove it. Again, this is not shown to your users, but it secretly records what date and time the user submitted the form. And the time zone is checked from here. So for example, if you have mentioned GMT +5, then the answer of this will be saved in GMT +5, okay, format. Now, another question is dropdown. So we have searchable dropdowns. Let me just show you an example of a dropdown. So I will say dropdown, and I will enter, say for example, list of countries. Okay, now these are the options of this drop down. Okay, so I need to enter all the countries over here. Now it is, I know, time consuming, do it one by one, right? So what I have over here is a list of countries on this spreadsheet, B:B, and I'm going to show you a formula how to obtain all the countries list from this thing. So I can just write over here equal to join, and then I want to join by a comma, and it shows you the help right there. Google Spreadsheet is so cool. Now I want to take it from data, and I want to take column B, and from 1 to I want to take towards the end how many ever rows are there, and I want to join them, right? So it is that easy. All the options are over here for the list of countries. And another cool thing about this is, like, whenever this list changes, the options over here will change. Like, this is kind of a dynamic drop down. Okay, so let me just show you this drop down. So I'm going to refresh this form. And you can see over here, there is a list of countries. And as I start typing, so, it will display only the matching ones, and then I can select which one I want to. Okay, so this is like a searchable drop down that is missing in most of the forms, but it is really helpful for your users to be able to, filter from a long list and answer the question correctly. Okay, so that was drop down. Again, you can ask text questions, you can ask email questions, you can ask phone number, text area, check boxes, date, radio button. You can also have them upload file, or you can have e-signature. Now for file and e-signature, you need to upgrade to premium. If you have not upgraded to premium, the file and e-signature will show on the form, but it will not store the file in your Google Drive, and it will not store the signature in your Google Drive. Now, another cool thing about this form is the rich HTML. So if there is anything you want to embed, so for example, I want to embed a YouTube video, for example, this video, right? So I'll just go to share, and I will click on embed, and I will copy this embed link, and I'll simply come over here to my spreadsheet. And in my spreadsheet, in rich HTML part, I'll just paste that, and you will see that this video is now embedded into your form. So I'll just refresh this. All right, so you can see that the video appears in your form. Now, just in case, now let me also show you this conditional question, okay? So I want to show the video only when the list of countries is Afghanistan, okay? Otherwise, I don't want to show the video. So what I can do is I will select list of countries from the question. So I will show this particular question only if list of countries answer is Afghanistan. Okay, so this will only be shown, and let me show this to you in action. So I'll hit refresh, and it is processing the form, meaning it is getting the data from the spreadsheet, and from that data it is generated the form. And you can see there is no video, but if I select Afghanistan, then the video appears, right? So this is a conditional question. It will be shown only if the answer, and you can add as many conditional questions as you want. Also, you can add custom data validation. So let me show that in action. So for example, this enter a number, and I want it to be in a format to like that, D3, again, D3, meaning 3 digits, and then a dash, and then 3 digits, and then another dash, and then another 3 digits, okay, and then end of input. Okay, so I've just written a regular expression, and let me just change this to text. Now I'm saying enter a number in this format, okay, 123-123-123, and how I'm restricted the user is by writing the regular expression over here. Now if you do not understand regular expression, I'll make a separate video on regular expression and try it, post it. So this is a regular expression in which I'm saying starts with, and then I'm saying that 3 digits, then a dash, then 3 digits. Now, if the answer does not match this pattern, then I can display a custom error message, and I will say enter number in requested format. Okay, so let me just show this in action. So I'll hit refresh on the form. And in the enter a number, I have to enter 123-125-1, another number 4. If I enter this, then it is a valid pattern, right? But let me just show you that an invalid pattern, and I'll hit submit. It says enter number in requested format. It displays that error to you, right? And if I enter 124, then it will not display that error message, and it will just hit submit and hit submit. So it is saying that the form is processing. Now what it is doing is it is trying to send this data back to the spreadsheet, and based on what you have selected. So this is your success screen that is being shown.